G'day, Lee. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. I'm very good. And
Yeah,
for the recording, for anyone that sees this, this is not my normal um my normal look. This is my Movember look, in case anyone's
now, come
worried.
on, Lee. Come on, tell us the truth. No, it's good. It's a great cause you're supporting, and yeah, the very healthy growth there. It's looking fantastic.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your donation as well. Very much appreciated.
Oh, you're welcome. But I mean, you're staying up late for us too, because it's late at night over there, and we're starting our day here in Australia. So thank you.
No problem.
Mate, I'd love to just talk to you a little bit about what you're doing. You've mentioned a couple of things over email and our previous conversations, but I love this killer question that you're doing when you're sort of posting stuff on social media, on LinkedIn in particular. Can you tell us a little bit more about the way that you're trying to drive engagement through content, but maybe ask, put this killer question up?
Yeah, so I've as we sort of discussed before, I've been slowly sort of trying to refine my posts. I feel like I've been getting loads of information out. The combination of all the stuff that I've got access to via Feedsy, combined with my the articles I'm putting in there myself, and I feel like I was getting lots and lots of content out there, but I was getting lots of likes, but didn't really feel I was getting a huge amount of engagement from people. So what I've started to do on some of the links, I've tried to make them as sort of user friendly, as interested, and try and cut all the jargon out. But what I have been doing is I've been offering the people the chance to ask the sort of killer question. So rather than a big commitment for someone to book an appointment, and we all talk about a free initial consultation, I think for some people that feels a bit heavy. So what I've been doing is saying, look, just whatever off the back of this article, what's your killer question? What is it you really want to know? And I post a link to my calendar, and it's a 15-minute link, so they've got a little bit longer than to ask that question, but it's a 15-minute link directly into my calendar, and it sort of seems to work. So I've had a few people sort of engage on that, and of course what happens is that they may have one burning question that needs answering, but normally that's the tip of the iceberg from a financial planning point of view. There's normally one thing that drives people to get advice, and I think it's just finding your way to that little nugget or that little nub. And as I say, for strangers that don't know me but maybe have been looking at my content, I think the option just to offer that, nothing too heavy, no fact find, none of that nonsense. It's just one question, and it's starting to get a bit of traction, so it's starting to work.
Yeah, good. That's fantastic, Lee. I suppose when you're in business, and you know this only too well, but I think client engagement, client feedback, and knowing that your clients do appreciate what you do is probably the greatest thing in business, isn't it? When you can change someone's life and you can make your clients happy. And I suppose I just wanted to ask you a question. Recently, using Feedsy, you asked your clients for feedback and the whole Net Promoter Score survey, and you got some fantastic comments back, and I think in excess of 50. I'd just like to perhaps just ask you what effect has that had on your business?
Again, I think I was blown away, but because I mean we message and send stuff out to our clients all the time, or historically we have, and we sent the questionnaire ads, and again I think it was really easy for the client to sort of work their way through the questionnaires, and I think I ended up getting closer to maybe 90, even up to 100 in the end when it all sort of settled down. And they were all really, really positive. And of course, what happens, they're posted on the wall of my website. So not only did it was just really nice to get that feedback from the clients that they're happy with the service, but what I also do is I've been using that site that when we have in new inquiries, that in my sort of introductory email or in the prelude to a sort of more formal meeting, I'm directing them to that site as well, because there's just I don't, it's like, you buy something off Amazon, the very first thing I do is look at all the reviews. And I think what's happened is I was collecting testimonials in different places, Google reviews and Vouch for over here. But it was just good that they had a direct link from sort of the content that I've been putting out, and sort of next to it was the sort of testimonials wall, where all the sort of positive, sort of positive comments we had. And again, it's the clients are not having to read War and Peace. It's sort of 1 or 2 lines. So again, I just think it sort of gives people a little sort of snapshot of what they're, and hopefully who they're engaging with. So no, that's been fantastic. As I say, I was really happy with the response that we had from clients, because they do get bombarded with stuff, but we had a lot of people responded positively to that.
Yeah, good. I guess, Lee, how did that make you feel as a financial advisor in the way that you help your clients? Does it really validate your value?
Yeah, and I think we were constantly trying to sort of communicate with our clients, and it seems sometimes it's very much one way unless we sort of pick up the phone, unless they need something. So for someone to give you some positive feedback where there was nothing really attached to it, in other words, you're not ringing them as a result of a review, or they're not chasing you to conduct a piece of work. It was just, you're asking someone their opinion and what they'd like about dealing with you, and what, and just to get those, to get that sort of validation is pretty good. And obviously the school, it did offer the opportunity that if people weren't happy to give you that feedback. I mean, and unfortunately, and the feeling was if we had that, we would then pick up the phone and talk to clients and say, what could we do better, etc. But I think we had maybe one that was a score that was under sort of 8. So they were all positive, and the one we had, they were, they just were, I think they were just stricter in their marking system. There was nothing really that they were unhappy with about dealing with us. Oops, have I myself? Am I still there?
Yeah, good. Yeah, you're still here.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's amazing. I think you had a net promoter score of in excess of 85 or something, and that's up there with Harley Davidson. So Gardner Financial Management, Harley Davidson,
Yeah,
similar sort of.
Got the tosh, so maybe we'll get myself a motorbike.
Yeah, no, well done there.
Yeah, but no, it again. I think as an advisor, you sit there and think, God, it'd be really good to get a little straw poll of clients, and you have these ideas sometimes, and then the day job gets in the way, and then it doesn't happen. So to have it so it's completely automated, and within the system, I've got my, I have got my clients segmented in terms of, in terms of how we segment our client bank, but actually the fact just to send it out to everybody. And the nice thing is sometimes clients that maybe you don't feel you've maybe got such a good connection with, and this is for me sometimes what happens, because your top 20% of your client bank, you probably have regular contact with them, so you pretty much have got a feel in terms of what's going on. But I think the fact that we didn't sort of filter it and we just sent it out, the feedback you got from some clients that weren't your sort of, in your mind, your sort of mainstream clients or your sort of main clients, to still get really positive feedback from those, I think that was quite rewarding as well, to have that coming back in.
Awesome. And I think probably the last thing I probably will just ask you is, if you didn't have this opportunity of getting up to 100 testimonials, what would you have done differently, perhaps, or have? And probably a secondary question is, do you expect any of those really positive comments and testimonials to result into some further business for you, further advice opportunities?
And I think that's what I was alluding to. So I think obviously your top, theoretically what your mind are your top clients. I think you pretty much are in control of all of those. And I think for me, it's the fact, we have got, a big client bank. We've engaged with hundreds and hundreds of clients over the years, and you tend to focus your attentions on the ones that are that are sort of in your sort of mainstream, your A clients. But actually the positive results of the feedback was the clients that we maybe done one area of business for, the feedback we've got, and then when we've subsequently followed it up, there are other business opportunities for clients that probably we would have eventually got to maybe have a conversation with at some point, but not as quickly as we have now. So it has created, a few decent business opportunities that we wouldn't have come across right at this moment. I think we eventually would have, or hopefully we would have come across it, but it's obviously just sort of accelerated that process.
That's fantastic. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about this, and because obviously we get a real sense of pride and happiness in terms of any sort of value that we can give to your business. As you know, we're great believers in advice and giving people more access to advice, and the only way that we can do that is to help advisors. So it's music to our ears, and it's helping your business and helping your clients.
Yeah, and as I say, I think, you know, I've been using the system now for, I don't know, is it 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, and you know, I'm really keen to, you know, to get the message out there that this is a good system for me. I've used lots of different sort of marketing type systems and separate systems to then get the emails out and reminders and all the stuff. But this, you know, the fact it's all in one place, it's all linked to my website. The fact that, you know, I want to get my own articles out there because I think that's really important. But if you know, stuff gets really busy, the fact that sort of, you know, loads of articles dropping into my inbox every week that I can sort of pick and choose from, I just think it makes it really, it takes the pressure off me in terms of trying to come up with content all the time. Although what it has done, because I haven't felt the pressure to deliver lots of articles, it seems to have flown anyway. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I'll probably only need to maybe do, you know, one article a week, maybe like that. But I'm generally doing a little bit more than that. But I think the not having the pressure of having to try and come up with them, because I know they're going to drop into my inbox anyway, has definitely got my sort of creative juices flowing. And I have definitely done as I say, certainly the last few weeks. I mean, I had a little bit of a break over the summer-ish and wasn't doing as much. But, you know, even this week, I think I've done maybe 4 this week that I'll use in conjunction with the sort of the Feedsy stories as well. So no, and to be honest, even though some of the stories don't maybe make it into the newsletter, they definitely get shared out there. So there's a lot of content going out to my client bank that's a whole mix of stuff that isn't just directly related to the bits of work I'm involved with, but I'm just sort of, you know, for example, there was stuff that was on there for the new restrictions that we have in place for COVID, and there was one about setting up a limited company. So again, things that I probably wouldn't have come up with, but again, there's been some good feedback that these are stuff that I can get out there and share. That again, just it makes the content much more rounded, and I think people are much more likely to sort of engage and subscribe when it's not an obvious sales push that you're just trying to talk to them about, you know, investments every 5 minutes. That the fact that you're genuinely interested in educating them about the money.
Yeah, I think that's the key, isn't it? You're generally interested in just imparting your knowledge and educating people and helping people, and then at the right time when a life trigger event happens, they turn to you for that advice to and then to sort of ask, you know. Good, Lee. Well, I really appreciate your time today, and we'll leave that for our little catch up or this particular recording, and you look forward to chatting again soon.
Cheers, Steve. Thank you.